Welcome to Amazing Scenes. In this video, you will see the most bizarre images in human history, from men and mules wearing scary masks, a woman throwing herself off Niagara Falls in a barrel, to a room filled with creepy Mickey Mouses, proving that our past had very strange moments. This was the most beautiful legs contest in England in 1936. The masks signify that they will be judged solely by their legs. A strange photo of a policeman's portable holding cell. While this portable jail cell isn't too far off from our modern alternative, being handcuffed in the back of a police car isn't much different. After all, this motorcycle sidecar is something to behold. The one pictured here dates to the 1920s and was used in Los Angeles. Luxembourgish-American inventor and futurist Hugo Gernsback worked tirelessly to find all potential solutions to the inconveniences of modern life in the early to mid-1900s. He created everything from portable television goggles to the device seen here, which he aptly named the Isolator. Extremely comfortable lawn mower with air conditioning, during the peak of the American way of life. A police officer in Washington measuring the distance between a woman's knee and her swimsuit, after a colonel issued an order that swimsuits should not be more than 15 centimeters above the knee. The punt gun was so powerful that it was outlawed for being too effective. This comically large weapon was first built in the early 1800s as demand for ducks skyrocketed. Capable of killing 50 to 100 waterfowl with a single shot, it began to decimate duck populations. Fortunately, regulations instituted in the first 2 decades of the 20th century brought the reign of the punt gun to an end. Vintage Ice Mask. Designed by 1940s Hollywood makeup artist Max Factor Jr., this bizarre ice mask aimed to reduce facial puffiness. Factor believed actresses would jump at the product, whether to cool down between scenes or curb the results of a long night on the town. Salvador Dali and his Anteater. The famously eccentric surrealist painter Salvador Dali had a passion for anteaters, which are frequently depicted in his paintings. For Parisian onlookers in 1969, this scene of the artist with his pet anteater was as bizarre as it was amusing. UK soldiers learning to disarm mines without using their eyes. In 1943, during World War II. Office whiskey machines. While they never became widespread in offices around the US, people were seriously shopping this whiskey dispenser machine around at exhibitions in the 1950s and 1960s. When hard drives had to be transported by plane. It's easy to forget just how much space computers used to take up. The first IBM machines were essentially rooms unto themselves. This photo serves as a stark reminder of how large memory itself used to be, as maintenance personnel load a mere 5 megabytes of memory into a Pan Am aircraft in 1956. Cynthia Alberton wasn't just any rock and roll groupie. In fact, she has been making molds of the penises of some of the most famous rock stars on Earth since the late 1960s. Her work has been popular for decades and has been exhibited as recently as 2017. Testing the first bulletproof vests essentially required men to take turns shooting each other in the chest. This harrowing experiment naturally required an extraordinary amount of faith in these vests. Seen here are members of the Protective Garment Corporation of New York, demonstrating the efficacy of a light vest intended for police, in Washington, D.C. in 1923. When this strange picture was snapped in 1927, it was thought that sunlight therapy effectively treated patients with malaria. Though they may look shockingly antiquated, UV lamps like these only fell out of favor for such purposes in the 1960s. Photographer in history specialized in erotic photos. This photo was taken in Paris in 1928. 2 German soldiers and their mule wearing gas masks during World War I in 1916. The tallest man ever recorded and confirmed, also known as the Giant of Illinois. He measured 2.72 meters. The photo was taken in 1939. In this photo, you can see 2 women being arrested for violating a Chicago decree that prohibits short bathing suits on beaches, M. 1922. To this day, the one-of-a-kind, Wildman suit sits on display in the Menno collection in Houston, Texas. A double-layered set of armor coated from head to toe in 1-inch long, outward-facing iron nails, this suit remains as terrifying as it is mysterious. The woman who went over Niagara Falls in a barrel. While this may not look like a particularly weird historical photo at first glance, the story of Annie Edson Taylor is nothing if not astonishing. On October 24, 1901, her 63rd birthday, this very prim and proper New York schoolteacher became the first person to go over Niagara Falls in a barrel and survive. Deemed public enemy number 1 by the U.S. government, Chicago gangster Al Capone made a fortune in bootlegging and other illegal rackets during Prohibition. The terror that this notoriously ruthless gangster inspired in others is perfectly encapsulated in this image from his 1931 trial in which spectators hide their faces from news cameras. The stunned reaction of men watching women wearing short shorts for the first time in Toronto, Canada, in 1937. The uniform mob of smiling humanoid mice seen here were gathered for an early meeting of the Mickey Mouse Club in Ocean Park, California, circa 1930. If you enjoyed our content, please like and subscribe to our channel. It is very important for us to continue providing you with these time-traveling experiences. See you in the next video.